Think about that writing is so exhausting. First of all, we have to come up with an idea. Then we have to plan the structure. We have to select the words and phrases. We have to generate sentences. We have to hold all of that in our working memory, and then we actually have to write it down. So what we need to do for students is provide as much support as we can throughout this whole process. Let's give them some graphic organizers to help them plan their structure. Then selecting words and phrases. It's okay if they're looking at a word wall or if you've given them a bank of words that they have available for them to use. Hopefully then they'll remember to use them. After they have that graphic organizer that they can refer back to, they've got those words on the wall that they can refer back to. They're not holding as much in their working memory before they get it to that written text.
We're going to move into this conversation about paraphrasing. And as Kelly and I have traveled to different venues to share this information with teachers, we find that paraphrasing tends to be the one that teachers want a lot of practice with orally. So we're going to do some of that with you today, and I hope you'll give your kids that opportunity as well.
Again, we're going to use that Frayer model to help us with the definition of paraphrasing. It's a restatement of a text or passage, giving the meaning in another form as for clearness or rewording. An example would be if my text is, the kids were so excited to see Grandma that one would have thought it was Christmas Eve. A paraphrase of that statement might be, Grandma's visit caused much excitement with the children. What it is, paraphrasing is restating the text read using different vocabulary and sentence structure. What it is not quoting or summarizing.
So in addition to the handout that you had to write on, you also have an excerpt from Writing Next. And this is an article by Steve Graham and Dolores Perrin, and you'll notice that it says writing of adolescents in middle and high school. However, this report does offer teaching techniques for 4th through 12th grade students and for all students regardless of ability level. So we're going to take just a second to talk about what's called effect size. When we're looking at research for education, the researchers are attempting to figure out which strategies are going to have the biggest effect on student learning. One of the things that we hear from teachers all the time is, I don't have time to teach everything. So since we know we're already short on time, we want to make sure and choose those strategies and choose those techniques that are proven to affect change rapidly. You'll notice there are some numbers there. So as we work through these articles, you're going to see these numbers. 0.2 is a small or mild effect. Then there's a 0.5 effect size. This is a medium or moderate effect. Then we get effect sizes that are at 0.8. This is where we get into large or strong effect. Effect sizes run on a scale up to 1.2. 1.2 is the top of the scale. So as we work through this article, keep in mind where that fits in on this scale of small, medium, and large.
Okay, the first strategy that we are going to do is something called a paired reading. You need to be looking at page 15 of that Writing Next article. You need a partner. With your partner, you decide who is partner A and who is partner B. And after you have read a short section of text, partner A must retell without looking to partner B what was just read. Then after partner A has finished, partner B is going to add in any information that was left out. Again, with this, we need teacher model. So first what I would like you to do is read that first paragraph, or the first 2 paragraphs there on page 15, Writing Strategies. You do not have to read the insert that says Writing Strategies and Example. Just read the first 2 paragraphs that are there, and then I'm going to model paraphrasing for you. Writing Strategies has an effect size of 0.82. We need to explicitly teach our students how to plan, how to revise, and how to edit what they are doing. Students must be able to do these things for effective writing. At that point, I would stop. I would ask you to add in any information that I left out. Hopefully, you would add in some information such as this actually had a 1.02 effect on low achieving writers. And even though it was a smaller effect size at a 0.7 for kind of your average writer, it still has a good effect size. When you're doing this paired reading strategy, it should always start with the teacher providing an example. So the teacher is going to read it, is going to paraphrase. Let the students give some information. So don't tell everything, because your students are going to read this much more carefully if they get to remember something that you maybe left out. And if something were to happen and they don't add in the points that you find important, just at the end, just say, oh yeah, I forgot this, but I just remembered it right now, and go ahead and tell them. So offer that modeling to them. Now that I have modeled for you writing strategies and how to paraphrase that, go ahead and read summarization and paraphrase that after you have read it. If you have someone with you, then both of you can go ahead and read the collaborative writing and also offer a paraphrase of that.